Welcome back to Spooky Story Time with me, Thoughtless Harvey. And this time we have a story from a user on Reddit called ChemicalEnergy111. And it's called I Was Taken to Hell and This Is What Happened. I woke up in the blistering hot room, my sudden breaths filling the sound of nothingness. I sat up in my bed looking around at my surroundings, obviously. I felt the tension in the air as I looked over at my slightly open closet, which reeked with something evil inside. I wiped my eyes, repetitively, still tired. I grabbed a glass of water from my stand nearby, taking a few sips before trying to place it back. That's when I heard it, the sound you wouldn't want to hear, alone, in the dark, and in your own room. The heart-wrenching sound most people fear. I dropped the water when I heard it, as the water spilled out all over my floor. I stared up at the closet as it slowly but surely began to creak open. I gulped, insanely scared of what awaited me. I tried to talk, but nothing came out. As if someone slammed a knife into my vocal cords, my throat was still dry, even after drinking the water. That's when I seen it. One foot stepped out of the closet onto my floor. Then another came. I watched in fear, my blood pressure going sky high. That's when I seen her, a beautiful woman. Even though it was dark, I could still see her beautiful blonde hair glistening through the darkness. She looked to be in her early 20s. I stared deeply, as I seen a gleeful smile spread across her face. She wore a white dress-like robe. I wanted to cry, unavailable to what was happening. That's when I asked, "Who are you?" I said, discombobulated. I saw her open her mouth to speak. "I am what you crave." Those 5 words sent me into fear and confusion. "You need to leave now," I said. I could hear the trembling in my voice. She tilted her head before walking over to my bed, standing. I glared at her, shooting her a confused look. Then she reached her hand out to me, expecting me to give her my hand. I backed up in my bed, giving me some space. "Take my hand, and I will show you beautiful things," she said beautifully, her words almost hypnotizing. "Okay." I put my hand out, as she took mine quickly and by surprise. Her hand was cold, as if she just came from a freezer. I looked up at her, her smile still bright as ever. She pulled me out of my bed as I grunted. The closet then opened fully, everything gone, nowhere to be found. The only thing that was there was a door, a black door. I could sense the bad vibes from the door, but she insisted to drag me towards it. She stopped at the closet, as I looked around my room, taking a huge gulp. "Are you ready?" she said, her beautiful voice turning into something that still rings in my head every day. It sounded demonic, evil. I got frightened, trying to rip my hand off of her. She looked back at me, her perfect white teeth turning into something I would never want to see again. They looked sharp, sharper than shark teeth, like they could rip a pig up with no effort. Her skin turned pale, her hair falling off, no longer there. I yelled as the door slowly opened. It looked like a door to hell, somewhere nobody would ever want to go. I could feel the odd coldness and the hatred inside of there. She began to pull me inside as I tried to retreat. We went inside the door. It slammed behind me. I looked at our surroundings, tears pouring down my face. I can only explain it as nothing. It felt like I was nowhere. I could only see the tortured souls in cages, begging to be let out, only to be silenced with a whip. I feared what would happen to me as she let my hand go, pushing me forward. I fell to my knees, hysterically crying. I peered up to see it. It didn't look like a demon. It didn't look like anything. Horns stuck from its forehead, which looked awfully painful. It held a spear. It looked intimidating. "Where am I?" I asked, my voice trembling. "You're in your own little hell. This is what you craved, right?" the thing asked, smiling, which revealed its disgusting, rotting teeth. "Get up. Master would like to see you," the thing said, pulling me up by the shoulder. It walked me over to a dungeon with huge metal doors. It knocked on the metal door, the knocks echoing through the endless void. The door began to open. A throne sat in the middle of the room. He brought me over, more of him guarding whomever sat in the throne. He pushed me over to him as I stumbled over. The man in the black cloak talked, his voice rumbling in the room. "Hello, Mr. Jackson. You have been abducted to compete in a challenge, of course, for your life." I looked around, panting. "Where the hell am I?" I asked, scared. "Let's just say you're in your own hell," he said, snickering. "You will compete tomorrow against these other poor, poor souls. If you fail, you will be stuck forever," he said, smirking. Before I could ask another question, the ground opened up on the other side of the room, revealing a deadly-looking competition ring. I gulped, with a sigh. "Throw him in his cell and take him out by tomorrow," he said, as they pulled me into a cell, throwing me in. And that's how I arrived here. I will be ready for the competition. I don't want to be a hopeless soul. Pray for me. Thank you so much for watching/listening to this video. And thank you so much to ChemicalEnergy111 on Reddit for letting me use your story. It's amazing. And please go check them out. And, like, comment, and subscribe and all that. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.